Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. Here we are today for a Champions League preview. What is good, guys? And once again today, I am actually not using my phone. I've got a laptop from my work. It's a very old laptop, so let me know quickly if everything's working correctly. Can you see me properly? Can you hear me properly? Most importantly, we can always make do without seeing me, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's the most important thing. So whoever's in the chat, there's 8 people here. Let me quickly know if you can hear me and see me well, and we can proceed to this video. We got my man Parmeshwar in the house. What's up, brother? Thank you for tuning in. All good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nicola in the house as well. Yeah, it's been a while, my brother. Who else we got? We got Stephen Atwood. What's up, sir? I don't think I've seen you around too many times, but welcome if you're new to the channel. Thank you, Mr. Alan Poe. Appreciate the love. Badr as well. Thank you very much. Eduardo, hermano in the house. Davide, what's up? Wagwan, brother. Wagwan. Looks like you're new to the channel as well. Not seen your name around here before. Akeem in the house. Ciao. Ciao, white suburban kid. Anthony. Hey, man. It's been a while since I've seen your face around there. What's up, man? Thank you everyone for letting me know that everything is working fine and well. It's a very old laptop, so it's like from 2012. It's got, I don't think it even has a 1 GB RAM, but we're making it work. We'll make it work. Actually, the webcam placement on this laptop is much better than my one. My one has the webcam at the bottom, so usually I'm looking down to you guys. At least now I can look straight up to you guys. So yeah, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, good to catch you live as well. Thank you for coming in. And of course, channel member Future Hendrix, my guy. Let's move on to the actual what we're here to talk about in terms of the Champions League. It's time to qualify, and Inzaghi silencing the doubters. And yeah, what do you guys think? Like, let me put a question out to you guys. Badr, Inzaghi qualifies, and that's the first time into qualify for the knockout stages since 2012. How much can Inzaghi get away with then in the league? I'm not saying that he's not going to win the league or anything, but let's say that he doesn't win the league, but he gets it around the 16, or even let's say he gets through next round after that. Does he get because of this qualification? Does he get more of a free hit because of that? Like, let's say you finish second, third, or even fourth. Does that kind of change your view on Inzaghi because of that, or is it kind of like no? The first target is the Scudetto all in. The Champions League is secondary. Like, what do you guys think? Like, I'm kind of conflicted on that. Like, he's had a difficult hand dealt with in terms of what happened in the summer, but as we've seen in the matches and we saw against Napoli, the team is still very, very good, if not maybe still the best team in Italy. So is the pressure still on Inzaghi, do you guys think, to deliver a really, really strong finish in the league, or is it okay, finally we've got to the round of 16 now, so he's got a bit of a free hit in the league? Like, let me know what you guys think of that. It's a bit of a weird question, I know, but I just want to see, like, I want to gauge how important you guys feel this round of 16, because that to me this is really important, like, because this is just, it has been embarrassing for Inter not being qualifying to the next stages of the Champions League. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. David, you've been following me on Twitter but never tuned into a live. Appreciate that. Yeah, so my actual I tweeted it out just a few minutes ago, so that worked. So thank you for coming in. Eduardo says he's got something to take off his chest. All right, let me be a therapist then. Said before, Son Handanovic for that 88-minute save, but actually the mistake is from Nokia instead of covering the band after going out of the area. Right. Okay. I actually need to rewatch that bit, because I just focused on what happened, and I haven't really analyzed whose mistake it was. How did it end up there? Because everything was just popping off at that moment. So I might have to just revisit that, Eduardo. I'm sorry. He goes to the center. Yeah, I mean that's the thing when we talk about with Ranocchi. He's very reliable when it comes now to playing, but there are positionally and sometimes concentration-wise some lapses from him. That's always been his issue. It's just less when he's in the middle of the three. But I'm sure if I go rewatch it, you probably are right. I wouldn't be surprised. So White Suburban Kid is saying top 4 is fine as long as we progress in the Champions League. Yeah, one chance this time. It shouldn't be wasted in terms of the actual qualification. Future Angry says, as long as we're competitive till the end, yes, I agree. I think that's the important thing, that, at least until, match day 36, 38, 30, 37, that we're right there, willing to, proper defending the Scudetto until the end. Yeah, Steven says the same. As long as Inter in the Scudetto race, there's no problem. Mr. Allenpo says the similar kind of thing. As long as he gets top four. Anthony he's going on he's a little bit more, putting a little bit more pressure on Inzaghi. We want number 20, and there's no right or wrong answer. I think in this is just I just want to get your thoughts and opinions on this. David says, if we don't win the league, I'll be fine if we make it to the quarterfinals. Yeah, I mean, quarterfinals, the further you get into the Champions League, the more you can forgive Inzaghi, isn't it? Parm says, regardless of what happens in the UCL, we are in a minor period of transition due to all the changes made this season. For me, the goal should be top four plus UCL knockouts. Yeah, people forget, like, we are in a bit of a transition. Like, I know we're Scudetto winners, but also let's not forget the whole turmoil off the pitch, like the whole Suning stuff. It's not easy to manage a club with all this drama going off the pitch as well. So yeah, I agree with Palm there. Eduardo says he likes Inzaghi as he's more offensive. I'm with him and confident we will get better. Yeah, we're seeing the signs of improvement for sure. For sure, we're seeing the signs of improvement now. Before we were seeing the performances, but now finally against Napoli we got that result, which is the most important thing, obviously. We won't go past February or March in UCL, so no league is always a must. Yeah, that's true as well. I mean, how far can Inter really get in the Champions League? I mean, first of all, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, as we know we haven't actually qualified to the next stage. It was just a hypothetical question. I think I'm already looking past Shakhtar. Eminem is kind of on the same vibe as Palm was. Our team is significantly weakened. We replaced 2 world-class players with average ones. Inzaghi can get away with a top 4 in round 16 qualification. Yeah, that's my feeling, to be honest. I'm kind of leaning towards that, because it's like, how much can you really ask the guy after what has happened over the summer, after the lack of investment and the maybe not invested quite correctly, as you said, with some of the replacements. Yeah, I think in the end, we're not just just sitting 15 points behind first and just be happy with top 4. It definitely has to be some sort of a challenge for sure. What's up, Alex? Thank you for coming in. We need to win our next game because Real Madrid is not guaranteed to win. Yeah, we're not guaranteed to win against Real Madrid, so that's for sure. That's why tomorrow night is a must win. No excuses. We expected a lot worse, Alan Poe says, when Conte and Lukaku were gone. I'm happy with what Limone has done so far. Yep, I agree for sure. I don't think I was as negative on that, but I was definitely expecting a drop-off, and it hasn't really happened too badly at all. Updates on the PIF rumors. There's no updates from my side. The only update that we had the last few weeks is that there was actual confirmation from people that which I didn't believe before. That's the only change. And maybe people were telling me that it was happening before, but I just didn't believe it. Now I believe that there actually were talks. I don't know if the talks are actually still ongoing, but there's nothing really coming out recently. Now it seemed like it was kind of that international break. They're trying to gather. There's a quiet period for newspapers. They have to gather and then create rumors maybe. But yeah, just I don't know what to say to you on that one, guys. I don't have any information that we don't see on Twitter. That's the information I get. That's the information you guys see. If we get knocked out at the round of 16, then Scudetto should come, but it won't be a terrible season if we don't. Yeah, fair enough, Rakin. Inter need to reclaim our place in Europe. Yeah, that's what I'm like. My focus is just to regain that respect in the European front. And also, let's not forget Champions League. Like, the more you progress, the more money you get. So then this round, I think, is worth about 10, 15 million just progressing past the group stage. And then every round progressively is like an extra like 10 million. So it's a very lucrative, competition. And of course, the ticket sales that you make from it, and the exposure you get. Just that increased respect for Inter in general. If Sheriff beats Real Madrid, this will turn very awkward. Yes, as I've put in the scroller down below, we need to be all Real Madrid fans. Hala Madrid for tomorrow, because we need Real Madrid to spank. Well, we don't need to spank them, but just need to beat Sheriff. No upsets needed. We need them to do the job, because then If we do the job tomorrow, um, if we do the job tomorrow, that's it. And then when we're through, if Real Madrid do the job and we do our job, we're actually through to the next stage finally. Oh my god. We need to see the Dutch train on the right hand side tomorrow. Yeah, let's talk. Let's get into the, yeah, as Future Henrik said, we need that Champions League knockout money too. Hey, we got Tommy in the house as well. Sean Mizzle, what's up, my brother? Yeah, Nicola, that's one thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the predicted lineups. King Arturo. Wow, Ricky Buzz is very, very confident about the match tomorrow. He's on the 3-0 vibe. I like it. Ahmad says he can't watch the whole stream, but just here for a thumbs up. Thank you. And convincing win with a clean sheet, probably 2-0, 3-0. I like it. I like it. Here we are with the comments about Barella. So Tarek says Barella should be rested. He's been dropping stickers lately. Yeah, I think he's improved against Napoli, but yeah, again, he made a mistake for their first goal. So yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one. It's definitely led to his performances not being as good. Future Hendrik says rest Barella against Real and Salernitana, whatever their name is, or Salaniratra, as he's spelled it there. Yeah, Venezia. They're the hipster FC team, and they're the hipster FC this season. I think Vidal, barring 2 average performances, has been good this season. He could start. Ricky Buzz is on the same vibe. Start Vidal. Yeah, I agree. I think, but at the same time, I'm thinking what Alex is saying. Start Vidal for this one because it's a must-win match. I know his performances have not been great, and I know he needs rest. He needs rest. I've been saying it the whole season. But this match is too important. I think it depends. Obviously, if he actually is like Inzaghi said, he's got some tiredness. So if he actually is, then we should rest him. But if he's actually just like, just got a little tiny issue, then I think we might have to just force him through this one for 50-60 minutes and then substitute him. And then definitely rest him for the Venezia. Like, not even give him a substitute appearance against Venezia. Like, give him finally like a full rest. We can use him as a sub, maybe try Sensi until he injures again. Yeah, he spoke about Sensi as well in Zoggy. They asked him about Sensi and he kind of sidestepped the question a little bit. He was just like, yeah, everyone, I've got a lot of options and, there's a lot of games to be played. He might get his chance, which is true. But again, it seems like he's lost a little bit of faith in Sensi, and you can't blame him, to be honest. Eminem says Barella shouldn't be risked. We have enough quality to beat Shakhtar at home. Start Arturo and Sensi with Mr. Epic. Yeah, I mean, again, I would love, as you guys know, I love Sensi. I would love for this guy to start, but if he's not giving the assurances that we need for him to be able to start, then he shouldn't start. I wouldn't even mind, starting in like a Vecino and a Vidal midfield, or a Vidal and Hakan midfield. Usually, it seems like Hakan and Vidal are kind of the ones that as the substitutes for each other. So usually when Hakan plays, Vidal doesn't play. When Vidal play, Hakan doesn't play. I think Vidal could do well in the Barella role and keep Hakan in his role. Because, but Hakan has been in and out of the team. I don't think he's particularly overworked. I think he can play again. And he was substituted against Napoli as well. Maybe we should rest him for 2 matches. The boy needs a good rest, but 2 matches, we can't afford that. We can't afford him to rest for 2 matches. Definitely. Yeah, I agree with the keep squeeze one more match out of him. It feels wrong saying it because you never know the guy could. I mean, God forbid, I'm touching every type of wood and crossing every possible thing I can cross. But if that guy gets injured, our season can be compromised. Yeah, Palm, we've been calling for this guy to be rested for quite some time, but it's just a crucial match. It's way too crucial. Gianluca says the same thing. Start UCL, then rest him for Venezia. Tomorrow is the only day that I'm a Real Madrid fan. Yeah. Not many days that I'm a Real Madrid fan, but yeah, tomorrow is definitely one of those. Jamulism says Chala needs to start. Vecino started last game against Shakhtar. Yeah, he did, and he wasn't great, Vecino, in that match. And yeah, Vecino was actually a topic that I wanted to cover as well. Like, what do you guys think? He kind of fired some shots. Not fired shots because that sounds a bit strong, but he was on international duty with Uruguay. They asked him about his situation at Inter. He doesn't get much playing time, and he said, "Yeah, this is not the ideal situation for me. This is not what I wanted. This is not what the club told me this would be like." he says if this continues, my situation continues at Inter, I'm gonna have to look for alternative options. And obviously, you can't blame him. The guy, I think he starts for most Serie A teams. I think outside of maybe the top 4 teams, someone like Vecino is very serviceable centre midfielder. I know he splits a lot of opinion, but I think he's got some good characteristics. His ability to get into the box and just cause chaos, and his height and his stamina, fitness in general. He's a very reliable guy. He's just not amazing technically, but he's a good option to have on the bench for sure. So what do you guys think about the Vecino situation? Should he be sold in January or loaned out? Like, what do you make of the Vecino situation? I think his contract expire at the end of this season as well, so it's a interesting situation. Start Tuku again. Tuku is another issue as well. He asked for a substitution against Napoli, and yeah, we'll have to see. Zaghi said he's going to evaluate Barella and Tuku, so I would like Tuku to continue, because I think, as I said, these guys need like consecutive matches to be started. You can't just judge Tuku Correa of like he starts one match and then he substitute for the next 3, and then he starts one and substitute. Like, if you start at least 2, 3, 4 matches in a row, that's when we can start judging a player properly and they can start getting integrated properly. But I think it seems to be leaning towards the Dzeko Lautaro starting duo at the moment. Handa challenge accepted. Lose against Venezia. What do you mean, Alex? Sorry, I didn't get the joke. This is the most important match of the season. Not going all in is a huge mistake. Yeah, you could say this is probably the most important match for Inter in the Champions League of the last decade or so, since 2012. Because obviously it would have been the Shakhtar match last season where we got kicked out. After that, now this is it, because this is the best chance we've had now to go through, because we've left it until the last match day to go through. This time, actually, we can secure our qualification one match day before. If nothing else, at least Barella rested for some time in the Napoli. Yeah, that's true. Roma will buy Sensi. Oh God, I would be surprised if any team is willing to put money down for Sensi now. Yeah, everyone's kind of I think everyone's aiming or like veering towards resting Barella against Venezia. Yeah, as I said, Gianluca, I think it should be Tuku Correa and Dzeko for me. I think Lautaro, started the last match, and I think Dzeko's like back fit now, and I do want to see the Correa Dzeko partnership as well. I feel like that one could be a good partnership as well. And we haven't really got to see it. We got to see Cola finally properly against Napoli, but we haven't got to see Cods or Zuko. I don't know, but yeah, we haven't got to see Correa Dzeko yet. Nicola says midfield should be Vidal, Brozovic, Hakan, Vecino, maybe Tuku if Inzaghi plays in behind Dzeko and Lautaro. Yeah, I quite like that. I do quite like that. But Future Hendrik shot that down right away. And the predicted formation I have down there is the one that Sky Sport Italy posted, or no, Gazzetta dello Sport posted. So usually they're not too far off the truth. But I think we'll probably get more accurate ones tomorrow. Anybody but Gagliardini, definitely agree with that. Parmeshwar says Vecino needs to be offloaded. Appreciate what he has done, but he isn't what we need. His error versus Bolivia was suicidal, was a major reason for them losing 3-0. Oh, I didn't see that. Didn't know about that. Usually he's quite reliable for Uruguay. I say start Vidal. Is Sensi healthy? We never know with Sensi. That question is a $1 million question. Is Sensi healthy? You never know. If S hits the fan, put him on the second half, and I prefer Correa to Dzeko 100% as the old man looks slow versus Napoli. Yeah, but I mean, you saw against Napoli though. He is not 100%, and the team was already suffering at the time he came on, and yeah, he just made a bad mistake. But I wouldn't say, we've seen Dzeko. He's been good this season. He's just a bit drunk. Would love to take shots at Handa, my Slovenian boy. Nice. Yeah, Johan, you and me, we both would love Sensi, but it's just not gonna happen, is it? What's my take on the Frattesi links? Oh yeah, we saw today there was some links about Inter have already started some talks with the Davide Frattesi, the Sassuolo midfielder. I like him, but I'm not quite sure out of all the Sassuolo midfielders, why he's the chosen one at the moment. I mean, we'll look at it properly, and I can't share my screen, so I wanted to get his stats up and his FBref statistics up to show what kind of player he is. He's from what I've seen until now, because I do watch Sassuolo quite a bit. He's an interesting team that I like to watch. He's a box to box kind of. He gets into the box. He's their goal threat. He's their Locatelli replacement, but he's a lot more. He gets into the box a lot more than Locatelli. Obviously, they play a bit differently than they did with the derby. So, I mean, yeah, it is. Again, I did say I don't understand why, but we have always talked about how we need more of a goal threat from midfield, and he seems to be that. But I don't know. I need to watch him a little bit longer. I don't like when these guys have like 3 or 4 good months, the Gagliardini type vibe where they have 3 or 4 good months for a mid-table club in Italy and then just get the big move and they can't really handle the pressure. It was just a bit too early for them. But I do like, as we were saying, we're definitely going back to the original plan that when Marotta and Ozilio first came in, when we bought Sensi, Barella, when we were trying to buy Bastoni, these Skriniar, kind of not young, but yeah, some younger, but like an Italian core to the team. That's always Marotta's, priority, having a young Italian core to the team. So you can definitely see the plan is going back to the original plan until Conte came in and he asked for the Vidals, the Kollarovs, the instant win, Ashley Youngs of this world to give him what he wants. But I think we're going back to kind of a different project, which is good, and that's what we have to do because we have less of a budget. Yeah, I think Adrian, I think it could be the turning point, and I hope it really is. But again, usually it doesn't seem like what happens in Serie A translates to the Champions League. Like even last year, just all the years, every time we've gone into the Champions League stage, like even in Conte's first season, we were doing really well under Conte at the beginning, and then we just collapsed mentally in the Champions League. It seems. So it seems to be more of a mental block. And now it's been 3-0 in a row with Shakhtar, guys. 3-0 in a row. It's crazy. Like this team is the definition of a bogey team. I mean, at least we don't lose to them, but these draws are almost just as painful. And the amount of chances we've created in those 3 matches that we've 0-0'd against them is mad. So tomorrow is the time to actually, end all the doubts, punish these guys for what they did to us last year. They kicked us out, and yeah, they're on 1 point. So they don't. I mean, they could still make third place. And the Zerbi today said in his press conference that they're trying to make third place. But yeah, we're at home at the San Siro. It's going to be 50,000 plus. We're in good form. Everyone is pretty much fit. There's a few issues here and there, but everyone is there. Like there's no excuses in this one. We have to bring this home. We have to bring it home. The other few things I want to talk about. Yeah, Darmian on the right hand side. It looks like in the predicted ones is Darmian starting, but I think Dumfries, as I've said, I think the Champions League should be where he gets more playing time because it does suit him a little bit more. It's less tactical. There's a little bit more space. Especially against Shakhtar, he's going to get a lot more space. This is not the Shakhtar team we played last year. We saw them against when we went to their stadium under the derby. They're not going to sit back. They're not a terrorist team. They are going to play out from the back. They're going to try to play good football. So Dumfries is going to get space to attack, and Darmian played the last match. So I feel like I wouldn't be against Darmian starting, but as let me see if I can find Parmeshwar's comment. I saw it earlier that people are already losing faith in it's hard to find the comments on this yeah, you guys have been very active actually. Thank you very much for all the activity. There is Palm says you see already many fans losing faith in Dumfries, and we need patience. And I think in my opinion we've seen like against Sheriff he was good. I think he should have scored and he should have done better in some positions, but as I always say, as long as he's getting into the right positions, that's what you want from a player, and I think he deserves some faith. And these are the matches, yeah, maybe because it's such a vital match, maybe you don't want to risk him too much as well, but you've bought him. He's the replacement for Hakimi, in theory. So you have to play him at some point. Like you can't just play him. I mean, of course, maybe the Venezia match could be perfect because it's not too high pressure and stuff. But I just feel like at the moment the Serie A matches are not suited to him, especially Venezia is another team that kind of sits back. So I don't think that's an ideal match for him. I would rather start Dumfries against Shakhtar than Venezia, in my opinion, anyway. And Darmian reminds me of Recoba. I mean, in what way? I mean, I don't know what you're drinking, Alex. It seems like you're drinking something strong at the moment. Um, gives me a bit of danger for that side. I mean, for the players playing there. Dumfries is dropping 10 goals in the season. Relax, guys. Oh, wow. Okay, now we've got Dumfries FC in the house here. Van de Beek is playing. Oh, yeah, I tuned into the Man United match. So it looks like you guys can stop tweeting about Van de Beek in January now. I say start Darmian. Jaluka says then make Dumfries sub early in the second half when the game slows down. Yeah, but I feel like that's the wrong. I think Dumfries is the kind of guy you want to. You don't want him on when the game slows down. I think you want him when the game is kind of up and down and open. I think it's Darmian is the guy you want when the game slows down, so you can keep it tight at the back. He's a budget Hakimi with a more ringio to him. Yeah. I mean, Darmian was asked today as well about the Hakimi replacement. They asked him like, "What do you feel about replacing Hakimi?" And he said, "Yeah, you can't replace Hakimi. He's one of the best in his role." But he says, "I'm doing my best." And he also said, "I do want the Italy call up, and he does deserve it." Matteo Darmian, Mancini, Roberto Mancini, if you're watching this, which he probably is, call up Matteo Darmian. He is definitely deserves a call up now. Calabria's injured last in this period. Di Lorenzo's been good for Napoli, but I think someone else deserves a chance as well. I think that Italy team in general just needs a little bit of a refresh. So yeah, why not Darmian? He's just been in such good form, been so reliable. Yeah, we definitely need an early goal. I think that would just keep the nerves down because we know in the Champions League we've seen it recently that the more time goes on, the more the players get a little bit, it starts to get into their head. The shadows, the memories of the last few years come to haunt, and like, and that Trubin, their keeper. That's why I use them as the in the thumbnail. Anatoly Trubin, their keeper, who usually turns into prime Manuel Neuer against us. We need that early goal. Yeah, exactly. Toloi, if Toloi can get a call up, then Darmian surely should, and he's just as versatile as Toloi. I mean, excuse me, Toloi is a centre back that can play fullback, and that's the reason why Mancini called him up. Whereas Darmian is a fullback who can play as a wing back and as a centre back if needs. So we've seen Darmian even does a job as a centre back in a 3. Even in a 2, I reckon he could do a job even if it's like an emergency. So yeah, he definitely, in terms of versatility as well, he's got a lot of plus points. And yeah, at the back as well, it looks like it'll be Ranocchi again because De Vrij is still out, Alexis is still out. But again, I wouldn't mind. Well, I do want to see that Skriniar in the middle. Like I've been talking about this for a long time, even when Conte was there. I wouldn't mind D'Ambrosio maybe coming into this match as the right centre back, Skriniar and Bastoni left centre back. Di Marco looks like he's going to be the starter. Obviously, we've seen Perisic and Di Marco rotate quite a bit. But there's also talk that Bastoni has some sort of a shoulder knock as well. Inzaghi said in the pre-match, so it's not 100% certain that Bastoni starts this match. So you could see potentially Di Marco slotting in at left centre back once again. But yeah, I've also seen a bit of a Di Marco slander on Twitter recently. I don't know if the substitute performance in Napoli kind of turned people off, but that is his weakness. We know that defensively he's not the greatest, so I don't really understand why people are kind of turned on Di Marco all of a sudden. I think he's a fine. I think he's an upgrade on Ashley Young from last year. So I'm not really sure where this slander, or maybe I look at Twitter a little bit too much, and maybe I should ignore it sometimes. But I don't know. He's another one that needs time. Di Marco. He's finally playing for a big club. It's a massive step up coming from Hellas Verona, Parma, Sion. He's only played for really mid-table small clubs. This is a big step up for him, coming Champions League, playing football. week in, week out against high quality opposition. Yeah, Alexis, actually, I saw the video. He took partly with the team. He did some work with the football, but I think let's see, maybe he might be back for the Venezia match, or maybe after. I think we should get Livakovic as a replacement for Handa. Yeah, I've heard that I've watched him for Croatia, right? Yeah, he's a pretty good goalkeeper, but I don't know. I feel like, needs to be a little bit higher level, but sometimes, those kind of gambles as well, some of those risks that you take can pay off as well. Yes, I'm definitely just as much of an animal on Twitter as most of you guys. If you've not seen my Tuku Korea propaganda and all that kind of stuff. Hey man, my Perisic propaganda from a year ago aged like fine wine, for sure, for sure. I think it was just obvious. Like I don't understand why Ashley Young was starting so much, and there was also with Perisic, it always just made sense. Like the guy is physically like the perfect prototype for a Conte left wing back. As long as he just put his mind to it, it was always just going to work out. But this season, he's going above. Like I thought he's might have a drop off because it's the final year of his contract. But this guy's been maybe our best player this season up until now, Perisic. 50 million on transfer market is a damn good goalkeeper. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad price for a goalkeeper. Although I don't know if you can afford 15 million. Yeah, I don't. Again, I didn't really watch DiMarco too closely after he came on, but I don't know. Maybe it's because people have been burned by Primavera players in the past. But let's give these guys some time, guys. Let's not jump on these guys' back so quickly. If we're having all those changes, Bastoni, De Vrij, and more, I'll start Barella to keep the tempo up. Yeah, that's also true. You don't want to make too many changes to the starting lineup. That ruins the rhythm and the certainties that the team has. The movement, some of the memorized things that under the little chemistry the teams built up between them. Onana, Kostic, Jovic confirmed by the Serbian press today. I mean, I don't know how reliable the Serbian press is, but Onana's been confirmed for a little while from the Italian press as well. Kostic is confirmed in terms of we're definitely interested in him, but I don't know how far down the negotiations are. And Jovic, I've always said, he's an interesting gamble to take, but you're trying to revive a career there with Jovic. This guy's career is just literally going down the drain at the moment. So you're looking for a big U-turn with Jovic. But if it's a loan deal, I'm willing to take that gamble. Any type of money involved, then no. Costas links heating up. Yeah, so I've always said, if you followed my channel, if you even followed me when I was on Sempre Inter, like a couple of years back when I used to make content for them on YouTube, I always used to say Kostic is the perfect, left wing back. And now the only issue now with Kostic, I still like him and I still think would be the great replacement for Perisic. It's just that now he's 29. If you bought him a few years ago, it would be 27, 28, like, peak years. So now he's already, kind of a little bit older. And obviously you would need some time to adapt as well. He's not going to be straight fit, even though he plays as a left wing back already in a 3-5-2 or a 5 midfield, but you obviously need some time to adapt, and it depends on the fee as well. But in terms of, he's got that beautiful left foot. He add another set piece, good set piece taker into the team. I think, again, he's defensively maybe not the greatest because he obviously started as a winger, proper winger. So he's not a defender first, but you can always, depends how willing to apply himself is. But he's definitely one of my top, choices if we go to replace Perisic, and it will make me happy to. That's an agenda I've been running for a while, the Kostic one. Android 17, he says he wouldn't start Barella. Yes, though, yeah, he's the outfield player with the most minutes this season, Barella. So yeah, he definitely needs rest. He does look exhausted. He does. Like, you can see literally he has like bags under his eyes, Barella. Like when you see pictures of him, like I don't even think he's been getting good sleep because he has 3 kids as well. That's probably why. We should go about this match the same way we did against Udinese. Yeah, starting early, like but in that match as well, we needed like a little moment of brilliance from Tuku Correa, really. But I wouldn't compare it too much to the Udinese game. I think people still think that this Shakhtar team is like the one we played last year, but these guys under the derby, he's not. This guy, he's one of those philosopher coaches. He wants his team to play football. He does. He will shout at his players if they come deep and defend deep and all that kind of stuff. Like they will be looking to try and control possession. Yeah, exactly. Throwing in Sensi is just too much of a risk unless it's like last 10-20 minutes. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much what I want to talk about in terms of let's finish up with some match predictions. I am confident, guys. We're gonna do the job. I've burned myself in the past. I had faith in us last year doing it. The year before, I said, yeah, we're gonna go through. But this time, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this time. Real Madrid are gonna do the job on their side. They're gonna beat Sheriff. I am going for a 2-0 victory. Or is it? I don't know. Actually, with Ranocchia starting, with the Rai missing, and maybe makeshift midfield as well. Nah, okay. I'm gonna go for 2-1 victory. Or Jono, my guy Jono is saying 3-1. Tariq saying it's 3-1. Rakan is saying 2-0. Nicola is saying 2-0 or 3-1. Eduardo says 2-0 if it looks like the last 5 games we've gotten better at defending. We'll definitely improve defensively. 3-1, no clean sheet, gang. 4-1, nice. Ooh, that would be the perfect way, man. That would be like, who going through with confidence to the next stage. Skriniar scoring 1 for sure. Yeah, I can see Skriniar scoring 1. I predicted him to score last time, but let's hope he scores this time. We'll win both teams and finish first. Nice. We have to do this tomorrow. We can't afford any more slip-ups in our season in general. I'll go for 2-1 as well. I like it. 4-0. Jeez. Dumfries grabbing the goal. Alex says 3-2. I'm going with 3-1. Martinez, Perisic, and Dzeko. Gotta have at least 2 heart attacks. No, man. Please, guys, no more heart attacks. I can't take it, this team. Please don't give us any heart attack. This is a Shulauti star. I mean, he looks like, it could be the turnaround of his season as well. The Napoli, the goal against Napoli in general, he had a good performance, I think, Lautaro. So I would start Lautaro. And it looks like it will be Dzeko and Lautaro. And Dzeko still has some, apparently he has some stitches at the side of his head from the challenge from Ospina. So he will start, but I don't think he's still 100%. But yeah, we have to keep the momentum going for Lautaro for sure now. We have the momentum. I expect a good performance. Yeah, definitely expect a good performance, but it doesn't matter about the performance. Once again, just like against Napoli, I said, however these guys do it, even if it's a lucky deflected goal with like Skriniar with his elbow or like Ranocchia with his back, I don't care. As long as we get the win, that's the most important thing. Wow, some very confident predictions in there. 4-0 Correa and Dumfries. Geez, some Dumfries goal predictions. The Zerbi said they aim for top 3 finish. It should be. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is not the terrorist Shakhtar team from last season. Android 17 went from 4-0 to 0-0. I can see Vidal scoring a screamer, shout, spreading propaganda on Twitter. Hey, you know that's happening if that happens. I expect at least 2 heart attacks per game. Wouldn't be entrista otherwise. Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? Hey, Lord Figo in the house. Hashtag Forza Inter for sure. Thank you for coming by, Parmeshwar. Hashtag Pazza Inter. Yeah, definitely need Dzeko starting. Alex says there's no doubt we'll have possession. We need a clinical finisher. Yeah, I think Dzeko's on the set pieces. Oh yeah, I predict a Dzeko goal. I predict a Dzeko goal and a goal from a defender. So Skriniar, Ranocchia, Bastoni, one of them scoring. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1. I don't know. I just feel like we'll concede a silly goal just because we're a little bit makeshift at the back or in midfield. Eminem says 2-0 win with Lautaro extending his scoring streak. I like it. I would love for Lautaro to, and he's had a while. It's been a while since Lautaro scored in the Champions League as well. So he needs to break that drought in the Champions League since he's scoring a long range stunner. Oh my days. That would then the Sensi hype train is back on. Yeah, I guess future, you're kind of right. The possession game is kind of terrorism because they keep the ball in such a stale fashion at times. A lot of times is like keeping possession for the sake of keeping possession, which is kind of like terrorism, true. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Apologies for that mid bit where my laptop just couldn't handle sharing the screen. No, Sanchez is not back, Nadim. He's still injured. He was training, but he's not back for this match. Yeah, we need Lautaro to go off this season for sure. Brodzo scoring in. Ooh, that's a nice prediction. That's a nice prediction. He did turn up last time round. Future Hendrix using up all the Limone Inzaghi special emojis. Stop worrying. Oh, Lord Figo's coming up with the wisdom. Stop worrying, guys. It's impossible to stop worrying as an Inter fan. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a thumbs up before you leave tomorrow around 10 p.m. UK time after the match. You'll be seeing me for my post-match reaction. Hopefully positive. Hopefully advance to the next stage. Hopefully I'm not talking about another Champions League headache. And yeah, hopefully Ala Madrid do their job. Ciao ragazzi. Forza Inter.